Hey guys, Wrestling Rebels 89 back with another reaction video today. This time I'll be reacting to Stone Cold talking about what the build up to a WrestleMania is like. Now, of course, WrestleMania is really in season. WrestleMania season, as people like to call it. It's WrestleMania week. Looking forward to it. I'm sure you guys are too. But I've been very curious when I saw this video, like, what will the build up to it be like? Or at least what was it like back in the day when Austin was there? So I thought I'd do a reaction video. So without wasting any more time, let's get started.
All right, here we go. Here's a question from Luton, England, coming from Matt.
Nice.
He says, Steve, how does the day leading up to Mania differ from any other pay-per-view, Raw, or SmackDown?
Good question.
Any good stories involving yourself or anyone else preparing for the big event? Man, the day leading up to Mania, it's a whole different ball game. It's in a whole different stratosphere because, as I said in the beginning of the Open with my wife, who's not really a wrestling fan, you know, WrestleMania is the Super Bowl, it's the World Series, it's the Stanley Cup, whatever. It's the big event of the year, man, and it's the culmination of a lot of storylines. And I know a lot of things have changed, and things happen so fast on television now.
Definitely.
With respect to storylines and angles within professional wrestling. But it's a culmination of a solid year's worth of work trying to get to this destination. And, you know, whether it's booking, writing, nonetheless, it was planning and all hands on deck. And all the hands on deck aren't necessarily always dealt the best cards, but it's quite simply the biggest show of the year, and it's payoff time for a lot of things. And it's a chance for people to make a statement for their future. And for some people that the company was counting on that don't deliver, it will make them reconsider, you know, how they value these talents that they thought could deliver and then did not end up panning out. So there's a lot of pressure going into this event. But that being said, there's a lot of fun and anticipation going into this event. And I would guess that damn near 100% of the guys and gals heading into Mania just can't wait to get out there in that squared circle in front of 70,000 people, because you always look forward to performing. That being said, there can be a case of nerves. So there'll be some planning. I know things have changed a whole lot since I've been gone, over 12 years from the company inside the ring. So I don't know what the standard protocol is. I remember on one specific match, it was WrestleMania 17 when I wrestled the great one, The Rock, in the Astrodome at an all-time attendance record at that time, which was later broken by the one and only George Strait.
Amazing.
We went out and had a steak dinner, and it was an awesome steak house there in Houston, Texas. Texas A&M coach, who was with Oklahoma at the time, Kevin Sumlin, stopped by and said hello, and it was good to see him. He's kicking ass, and he has such a good program going now, but I was a fan of his back in the day. Pat Patterson was there. The Rock was there. Jim Ross might have been there. I can't remember everybody that was there, but
it was a long time
we just had a little bit of conversation. It was mainly really doing all the talking. It was at Papa's Brothers Steakhouse. That's where it was. Nice. It was me and The Rock and Pat doing most of the talking and kind of just making a fishbone of a few things that we thought that we would like to see. And I remember having a couple glasses of wine. I remember having a real nice steak. I remember being at a real special occasion. We were in a private room having a private discussion, and it was awesome. And I remember going into the ring that night at the Astrodome, and I was really looking forward to this match because I'd kind of flattened out a little bit as a babyface, and that whole build with Paul Heyman and Jim Ross calling the action, and the video package that they made with the Limp Bizkit song My Way just reinvigorated Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Hell yeah.
And I look forward to going to that ring, and so was The Rock. We both went in there and ripped the joint apart.
Damn
Y'all
right.
have heard me talk about that match before, but just you know, it wasn't anything crazy. I think that's the only time I've ever gone out and before a big match. Most time I'd always kind of keep a low profile. WrestleMania 13, man, we just showed up at the arena that day, had a 30-minute conversation, went out there and rocked the house. These days, it's interesting, and back at that time in the Astrodome, which was 63,000 or 68,000, whatever it was, Nowadays all of the manias are in major stadiums.
Yeah.
We got out of the arenas. I remember back in 12 when we were in L.A. and that was a 20,000 seater, and then at the Rosemont at 13 that was 18,000. Well, man, that's how far advanced the crowds have become at that one special time over the year.
Very true.
So adrenaline will be flowing in all the men and women. It will be hard to sleep. People will be anxious. People will be nervous. They will be going about doing all of their media appearances. They will be doing interviews. They'll be doing photo shoots, photo ops. They'll be doing a ton of meet and greets.
Yep.
And meeting also probably some Make-A-Wish people as well. And it is a hectic, hectic time. Everybody's on a schedule. Everything is timed out. Behind the curtains, the sea of people, the handlers, the organizers, the men and women running all the functions, getting the talent to and from these places. It's a highly coordinated effort of all the people working together for the one common goal of pulling off the biggest show of the year and doing it in high fashion.
Definitely.
And the superstars, the men and the women, the wrestlers are caught up in it, and with the grand hopes of going out there for the allotted time that they are given and try to steal the show and put in the performance of a lifetime. And hopefully their angles have peaked. Hopefully their storylines have been premier. But still, the proving point is the ring. And whether you've been given chicken shit in your storylines or chicken shit on the go home on the Monday Night Raw, you got to make chicken salad out of that chicken shit once you get into the ring on Sunday. That's all I got to say about that. Let's move on to the next question.
100% there, Austin.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I was hoping a bit more detailed. I guess Austin doesn't want to reveal too much, and as he said, then it's been a long time since he's actually been involved in WrestleMania, excluding obviously his match with Kevin Owens, but I mean as a full-time wrestler, all the media appearances, all the interviews and that kind of thing, it gets more and more every year. At least that's the way it seems to me as an outsider. I'm sure there was still plenty of that back in the day, of course, but probably not to the same level as today. And as a fan, that's fantastic. The wrestlers, I'm sure, are super hyped up for the show itself, but at the same time, I think Austin had a good point. There are probably some people who are anxious, a little worried, like going over their match and making sure everything's on time, making sure everything goes to plan, making sure they have a damn good match. So if it's an upper carder, you don't want to ruin your good match, and if you're a lower carder, you might think this is your chance to really prove yourself and maybe move up the card a bit, as Austin also said. So yeah, I just thought this would be good timing. It'd be a good thing to react to. Austin's always interesting anyway, and the build up to WrestleMania during an actual WrestleMania week, I thought this would be perfect, so I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Thank you so much as always for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I upload new videos every single day. This is Wrestling Rambles 89, signing off.